Okay, this is part 10 on my video series on Mt Meru and Mercator's map. In this video I want to talk about the connection between pyramids and Mt Meru. Okay, so I'd like to start with, this is the Great Pyramid. Okay, now what's not really well known about this is that it's got 8 sides to the pyramid. Okay, so you can see the 8 sides a little bit better in this image here. Now, before I continue on too much with the Great Pyramid, I just want to read out a small paragraph that I came across in my research. Okay, it says here, now the Brahmins are unanimous in declaring that every pyramid is an artificial mountain designedly constructed as a copy of the holy Mt Meru. This holy mountain they describe as the special abode of Israel, who during a universal deluge floated in the ship Agaha upon the surface of the ocean. Now, okay, wasn't quite familiar with who the Brahmins are. They're the Hindu high priests. I had to look them up. So we've got them telling us that they believe that every pyramid is a copy of Mt Meru. Okay. Now what's also interesting in this section here is this name here, Agaha, floated in the ship Agaha. Now I probably wouldn't have picked up on that, but that is very similar to a German name, which I'll show you in a sec. Okay, it's very similar to this name, Agatha. Okay, very similar to Agati, which is a legendary city that is said to reside in the Earth's core. It's related to the belief in the hollow Earth, which is what I've been talking about in all my videos, and it's also related to Shambhala. So down here, Agatha is frequently associated with Shambhala. Okay, so this all relates back to what I've been talking about in my videos. Okay, so anyway, before I get distracted with that, I want to go back to the pyramids. Okay, so anyway, here we've got another image of the Great Pyramid with the 8 sides. Now, what's interesting about this, and I don't think I would have ever picked up on this, was that I came across a website that was talking about if it rained, this would channel the rain and create 4 streams or 4 rivers. Okay, now you wouldn't normally associate rain with Egypt, but I guess it must rain at some point in time, and could well be that the climate was very different, 10,000 years ago. So if you analyse this, we know that the sides of the faces, north, south, east, west, this matches up very nicely with what's on the Mercator's map. Okay, so a quick comparison to the Mercator map. We've got the 4 rivers running north, south, east, west, which again lines up with all the legends. Okay, so let's assume for a second that all the information I've been presenting in my videos is accurate. Atlantis is located here at the North Pole, and so we can reconstruct what's happened. Okay, now I've referred to this book in the past. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. It's a free book on archive.org. Paradise Found, The Cradle of the Human Race at the North Pole. Okay, so I think we can sort of safely reconstruct what's happened with Atlantis, and Mt Meru is, there's a lot of information in this book, and I'll try and summarise it. Basically, the human race started at the North Pole at Atlantis. Now, for whatever reason, either due to climate change or to Planet X coming in and disturbing the Earth, or a combination of the two, that okay, Atlantis gets submerged underwater. Okay, and you've got all these people leaving Atlantis. Okay, so we've got a lot of people leaving Atlantis because it's submerged. They presumably go to Egypt, South America, and start building these pyramids. Okay, now if you agree with that statement that the Brahmins made, that every pyramid is a copy of Mount Meru, then things begin to make sense. Okay, so we've got the four rivers, just like we do at Atlantis. As per the Great Pyramids. Okay, so we've got a lot of things that match up, and it's all to do with resurrection, right? So the Great Pyramids are obviously using magnetic currents to connect to Mount Meru, right? And Mount Meru is obviously connected to the magnetic field of the planet. And what's also interesting about this is that, as I've mentioned before in one of my other videos, is that okay, the Great Pyramids is a copy of Mount Meru, but it's only a partial copy of it, because they've had to introduce the anti-gravity component into the day jets, which I've talked about in another video. Okay, so okay, now in also in my research I came across this concept of about the 7 rays of creation. Okay, so I can't remember where exactly I found it, but found some references that I want to go through with you. Okay, so I don't want to bore you with a whole lot of details, but basically there's 7 rays, different colours: blue, yellow, pink, white, green, ruby, violet, etc. Okay, and it goes on to say, in Ascended Master teachings, the energies of rays originate from the great central sun. And it goes on to say, this is a larger sun that exists away from our solar system. Okay, so when I read into this, I came to the conclusion that they were referring to that way. The center of our I've got to make sure I'm saying this right. The center of our galaxy is where the black hole is. Okay. Now you may not have come. A long time ago, I did a video on black holes and how it was revered by the Nazis at the time. Okay, so all these components all seem to be related to Mount Meru. I was coming to the conclusion that this was all related. So we've got 7 rays of creation coming from the central sun, which is a black hole. You probably need to do some research into black holes. That somehow is interfacing. Now I don't pretend to understand every component of this, but anyway, this is somehow interfacing with Mount Meru, and this is how the souls ascend. Somehow this is some sort of... I came across the 7 rays of creation being referred to as a rainbow bridge, okay. Now, if you refer back to Norse mythology, they referred to the rainbow bridge, the Bifrost, okay, and that was the mechanism for transport to Asgard, I believe. Asgard, the home of the gods. Okay, so here's a little image of the rainbow. It goes on to say, most of the creation myths zero down on details with the creation angels converging the 7 rays of light of the rainbow. Okay, the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. So, the Bifrost. In Norse mythology, Bifrost blah, 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 is a burning rainbow bridge that reaches between Midgard, which is the earth, and Asgard, the realm of the gods. Okay, well, this is interesting. I just rewatched my own video just to refresh my memory. Please check it out. Is the black sun, black hole, and all-seeing eye all the same thing? Now, in rewatching my own research, I came across this really interesting image that I found while researching black holes, and look what we've got here: a pyramid with the all-seeing eye. So yeah, this is a crop circle with a pyramid, all-seeing eye, and it all seems to be interrelated. So from what we can tell, the black hole was using sort of implosion type processes which actually eject X-rays out into our galaxy. So perhaps there's something more going on there, that's some sort of mechanism that's related to this Bifrost Rainbow Bridge, where souls have been resurrected via the pyramids on Earth, and they're getting connected to Mt Meru and then being somehow connected to these black holes. So I do remember my research into black holes, where the theory was that on the other side of the black hole was a realm of great light. Okay. Now, when you think about this, and you think about some of the near-death experiences that have been reported where they see a great tunnel of light, and things begin to make sense. So, could it be that on the other side of the black hole is Asgard, city of the gods, and Mount Meru is the doorway? YouTube video